So, like, if you look at a person who is their divorce finalized today,
Mhm.
and they're not attached, they're like, all right, it's over. It was a good run, but I'm done. I'm not got a clean break, and I'm looking to. I want to get married again. I do. What are some things in general that you could tell a person who they want to get married again, but they also want to try to maximize, the type and the quality of a spouse that they could attract and they could get. So of course, I mean, it's not going to be a 10-year plan, but for instance, if he wants to get married within the next year, usually men want to do it quicker than that, but 6 months to a year, whatever, what
Mhm.
could he possibly do to try to maximize, the type of person that he can attract?
So the first thing, and this is like, let's go to sports analogies, whether it's basketball, football, any sport. And you talk to people who like, hey, how do you get good? Like, what you do is, if you want your kid or yourself to be like a great athlete in whatever particular sport there is, you try to get them great at the things that they don't necessarily need a talent for, right? You don't need a special skill for, right? Like, for instance, if you can teach a athlete to be like, you are going to work hard, like you're going to hustle on defense, you're going to do these are things that, like, okay, maybe I can't shoot so good, but you know what? I can hustle, I can
Right.
work. The equivalent of that for a man that is in a divorce situation, doesn't matter what your financial situation is, doesn't matter what your looks are, doesn't matter what your personality is, you can get physically fit. That
Uh-huh.
is like, you just, all right, you know what? I work at McDonald's. I'm going to try to get a better job. I don't got education, whatever. That's down the line. That's years and years of me having to do stuff. But right now I can go walk. I can go jog. I can do some push-ups. I don't need a gym. I can eat right. You could do these things right now, the day of your divorce.
Uh-huh.
And then other stuff can start falling into place.
Absolutely. It would, if you actually were committed and dedicated for a year, 6 months even, yeah, you could make, major changes. And, you know, there's one thing that's universal. A man who's in shape is gonna have a market. He will have a market.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if he has money. It doesn't even he could even be ugly.
Mhm.
I don't think there's any ugly people. Everybody's, created in the way
Get in
that,
shape,
Allah
wear
created them.
one tight soap to the next Eid.
Hey,
Boom. You can
you
have
got it.
offers.
You got it. You got it. I mean, that's something and I would say that, another thing that a person can do, and this is usually if you have the most amount of ground that you can make up, you know, really the least amount that you do or
Mhm.
that you have done already. Like a person who has maybe just a high school diploma, for instance, within 6 months or a year, a person can actually get a trade. And so you've upgraded financially and you've given not just financially, but you've given some stability to where not only, and you can do these two things together. Right. If you just have, the basics, you get yourself a trade and you get yourself in shape, and then you have the physical to go with that stability, and you're in a whole new ball game. Now, for a
Yep.
person who is, you know, already, maybe a high earner or, has, advanced degrees or whatever, or they already, financially they have, in a really good way, then it really is in that fitness area. And also sometimes it has to do with really fixing that mindset, doing some self-reflection and realizing why the marriage didn't work, why
Mhm.
your success is not, with women is not where you might want it to be, and spending some time really figuring out, where you go wrong, where maybe you
Yeah.
have some personality traits or some issues that are not conducive for a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to, it can't be done on your own. Sometimes you have to ask the people that know you, hey, man, seriously, what's my issue? And a lot of times people are uncomfortable with hearing from their friends or siblings or family members, the people that actually know them very well, and can say, hey, what
Mhm.
what about me that really annoys you? Or what about me do you think that I should? Trust me, they know.
Yep.
They see you, they interact with, they know exactly what it is.